Good evening, Dolphins fans. Welcome to another episode of On the Fin Side with Kat and Paul. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all of our social media outlets, as well as the finfanatic.com website and the Fansided Network. I'm Brian Cat NFL. Paul is fanatic_pick. I don't care under what circumstance, Paul, the Dolphins won a football game today, and we haven't seen the Dolphins in 7, 8 months now. They went 26-24 tonight over the Bucs. And when Jose Barriquas is going up for the game-winning field goal for the Bucs after he nails a 52-yard kick when the Dolphins try to freeze him and then hits the goalpost, I'm excited after he misses that field goal to give the Dolphins a 1-0 record here in preseason.
I was excited too. And you know what else I was excited to see is despite the inordinate amount of inactive Dolphins in this game, the last player to score a touchdown in 2021 managed to get one tonight, and it was on the defensive side of the ball, just like last year in Sam McGuavin.
Yes, he did. And a lot of players were out tonight, and that's pretty common in the first game and the third game of the preseason. The second one is really the one where it's kind of the dress rehearsal. So Tua was out, Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert at running back, Alec Ingold at fullback, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle at wide receiver, offensive tackle Teron Armstead, center Conor Williams, defensive end Emmanuel Ogbah, defensive tackle Wilkins and Zach Sealer, linebackers Landon Roberts and Jerome Baker, as well as edge defender Melvin Ingram, cornerbacks Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and safety Javon Holland. So 14 starters out for the Dolphins tonight. Same thing for the Bucs on their side of the ball. I mean, but still, there is something to take here out of this game. And the biggest thing is that tonight's contest was really Skylar Thompson, the Dolphins' late 7th round pick out of Kansas State, going up against Kyle Trask. And they went toe-to-toe in that. I mean, they both have different skill sets. Skylar Thompson is a little bit more mobile in the pocket. Kyle Trask is more that stationary pocket quarterback. But Skylar Thompson, I mean, gives us really a reason to watch the preseason games here.
Hey, Kat, sorry about that. I lost connection there. I know you went over the list of inactives. Where we at on things?
Yeah, so after the inactives there, Skylar Thompson, it was really Skylar Thompson against Kyle Trask in this game. Skylar Thompson, 20 for 28. He actually in the first half was 10 for 12 for 136 yards and a touchdown. So it was really exciting to watch him. And my observations from Skylar Thompson is that he's really mobile in the pocket. It's going to be interesting to see if he makes the roster as that third quarterback behind Tua and Teddy Bridgewater.
In Skylar would be that third quarterback on this roster. Make a difficult decision for Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer. So I think he should be.
Yeah, it's starting to look like that might be. I'd say it's a flip of the coin right now if he continues to play as well as he did in the preseason and throughout the last couple of weeks there in practice. We'll see if that's actually the case. And looks like we're paused right now as well. Having some technical difficulties here tonight. Paul, I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you now as well.
Apologies for listening. We're having some technical difficulties with this one. So
yeah, it's Skylar Thompson played well tonight, and it was exciting to watch that. Other players that I saw do a good job tonight too is Darius Hodge. Even though you mentioned Sam Eguavoen getting that fumble return for a touchdown, Darius Hodge causes that sack and causes that play, and he dominates the left tackle and causes the fumble, and Sam Eguavoen picks up the ball and runs it back for a touchdown. And it matters here because that could be a final roster spot between Darius Hodge and Brennan Scarlett Cameron Good, and a couple of other players there on that roster.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys battling it out tonight, and there were some good battles. There were some down battles. I know you wanted to do 3 up, 3 down. It was funny when I was looking at my 3 up. There were 7, 8, 9 guys, I think, that I would have incorporated here. I think Trill Williams, who I hope is okay after the end of that game, would be somebody I think. I think Sam Eguavoen definitely helped his case tonight. Looking down the roster, Keon Crossan made a few good plays, I thought. Deandre Johnson really showed up and showed out, in my opinion. I know it's against backups. And a guy I've been touting, but I wasn't sure would be a fit in this Mike McDaniel system. I thought Solomon Kinley looked okay.
Yeah, Solomon Kinley on that, really the only run that the Dolphins had that was productive on offense tonight. Myles Gaskin had a 20-yard run. And Kinley, if you watch it, very clearly caused that play. But my concern with Kinley is that play in and play out, I don't think he's going to be able to undertake the athleticism needed from the offensive line spot. You know, you can't. This is not an offensive line for maulers, and Kinley is that type of guy. And so, I was hoping. I was hoping to see Kinley in a little bit better shape. I'm sorry, he looked like a fat pig, but a fat pig that stouted the defensive tackle at the point of attack that created a 20-yard run for Gaskin.
Yeah, I mean, he moved, he got to the spots. They pulled him a lot tonight, and I thought he did it effectively. I really liked what I saw there.
You know, yeah, if he was able to pull and get out to the edge, you know, consistently, then I'd be a little bit more intrigued by what he could bring, because he is great at the point of attack. But that's something bearing watching, because if he is anywhere, if he's going to be on the field at all for the Dolphins this year, if he's going to be on the roster, then he's got to be able to show the ability to be an offensive guard within the entire playbook. Have that. I mean, if Raheem Mostert gets that wide toss play, is he going to be able to get out to the point of attack? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. So,
well, I mean, in all honesty, I'm not sure any of our guards are going to be able to beat Raheem Mostert to the point of attack. I mean, he's one of the fastest players in the NFL. But it's, as far as, I mean, Kinley's not going to start for us unless somebody goes down with an injury. And there are far worse backups to have, I think, than what he can offer on this roster.
Yeah. So those offensive line spots are going to be interesting to watch. Larnell Coleman had a rough first 2 drives. He was starting in place, obviously, of Teron Armstead. There's some concern about the offensive tackle backup spots, but then I thought he played pretty well throughout the rest of the game, and he does look the part in this type of offense. Michael Dieter got back on the field tonight. I didn't think he was honestly going to play, but started at center and didn't really hear his name, so he did a pretty good job. And I'm telling you, unless there's a major change to the backup offensive lineman, I think Cody Pankey's going to make Adam Pankey's going to make this team.
I think it's highly possible. I think, you know, and deservedly so, but at the same time, I didn't think, given the folks that were out tonight, that our line did a terrible job. I think our run game is going to struggle at times if we trotted out that starting 5, but not one person on that there is the regular season as a starter. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and Conor Williams obviously didn't play tonight. A lot of concerns with him snapping at the center spot. You know, was a tackle at Texas, played guard for the Cowboys, and now is center for the Dolphins. And that's, I kind of wanted to see him play tonight just to get some snaps, see them right in the chest of the quarterback. But, you know, I'm sure we're going to be talking about that more in the next couple of weeks. But at wide receiver, staying with the offense, Lynn Bowden, 3 catches for 55 yards, also a punt return for 18 yards. And he's somebody I've been rooting for to make this team, even though it seems like in practice, he never really shows up. But, you look at a couple of years ago, you look at 2020 when the Dolphins got him, he was one of Tua's best receivers when all the other receivers went down. And obviously a former 3rd-round pick out of Kentucky has ability. What took some of the sting off it for me, it was that he tried to fair catch a ball at the 4-yard line. I'm looking for a punt returner, a kick returner, somebody who's dependable, and he fair catches the ball at the 4-yard line. Like it's an everyday type of thing, but I still think he has a lot of ability.
Yeah, I still thought he did well periodically, but you weren't talking Preston Williams, obviously, on this one, right? Sorry, you're cutting out on me a little bit.
Yeah, we're going in and out a little bit. Now, Preston Williams and Lynn Bowden both had 18-yard punt returns.
Preston Williams looked like trash to me tonight and didn't seize an opportunity that I think that guys like Mohamed Sanu, Lynn Bowden, and I thought Wilson,
Trent Sherfield, had a big catch.
Pretty much everybody on the roster seemed to seize their opportunity at receiver tonight. And Preston Williams, for me, even returning punts, did not look good. So for me, I actually have Preston on my 3-down list, even so that he.
Yeah, Preston Williams. He caught a punt, ran forward, and ran out of bounds. That was pretty much it. And then he showed nothing at receiver when he even got on the field. So, yeah, he's not going to be on the team, in my opinion. Adam Shaheen's not going to be on the team. And Lynn Bowden, based on practice, is not going to be on the team. But I think based on what he shows on the game, he should be. And I think Trent Sherfield is going to be that 5th receiver or 6th receiver. That's where things are starting to trend right now, at least as how I see them. Tight end, Mike Kasich. It surprised a lot of people because he was on. He probably doesn't have a lot to prove as a guy that was top 5 in receiving yards over the last 2 years, in each of the last 2 years at tight end. But he was on the field, and I saw his hand in the ground too. Even though he can't block very well, he had his hand in the ground. And the one of the first plays of the game, actually, I think the first throw by Skylar Thompson rolled out, 15-yard throw to Mike Kasich. He's still a chess piece. He's a valuable chess piece. But one question I'm going to ask you, Paul, is if the Dolphins were offered a 2nd-round pick right now for Mike Kasich, would you take it?
He is a chess piece. Sorry, I lost you there on that one. I apologize for the technical issues that we're having tonight. He is definitely a chess piece for this team. And the interesting thing I thought was Omar Kelly, who was leaving Miami media, actually put out before the game Mike Kasich for Roquan Smith, who says no. And I'd say no right now, but it's a very, very tempting thing.
Yeah, either player, if they change teams, the team that gets them is going to have to commit to signing them long term. That's part of the deal, and that's part of the frustration with them. Roquan Smith wants another deal with the Bears or wants to be traded to a team that has that wants to commit to him. Same thing with Mike Kasich. Kasich's being a little bit more low key about it. On the defensive side of the ball here, Paul, Darius Hodge, I mentioned, I think he really improved his roster odds here tonight. Cameron Good had 6 tackles, was active up and down the defensive line. Also, the Dolphins spent a draft pick on him. He was their, early 7th round pick here in the NFL draft. And I think he's somebody that is kind of a coin flip at this point of whether or not he's going to make the roster. If not, make the actual 53-man roster, is probably going to be on the practice squad. But defensively, who really stood out for you tonight?
There was a lot I liked from him. And then really 3 of the defensive backs, there was a lot that I liked from them. Keon Crossan, Trill Williams, and Elijah Hamilton. The interception in that first half, or Elijah Campbell, sorry. That interception in the first half was a thing of beauty. I mean, that was a pure effort, hustle, don't give up play. And he was a lot of fun to watch. I thought Igbenogany, I really think he's on borrowed time at this point.
Yeah, me too. I mean, because Igbenogany is not better right now than Elijah Campbell or Terrell Williams at cornerback. And Terrell Williams, we'll see what happens with him. It was an injury that looked really serious at the time. Then, he hobbled off the field, may not. We're just going to have to see about that. Terrell Williams was looking like he was going to really make the team as this 5th cornerback behind Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, Nick Needham, and Keon Crossan. But we'll see about that, because he's to me, he's almost a lock to make the team because he can help out in so many different spots. And then you've got maybe Elijah Campbell and Noah Igbenogany battling over the last roster spot. I mean, I don't see what Noah Igbenogany brings. He can't play cornerback, he can't return kicks, and he can't play special teams. So why not just cut him outright at this point?
Yeah, and he can basically give D'Angelo Ross a ride home with him. Ross looked,
he was bad. He was bad.
God, that was horrible. Like it almost felt like he single-handedly let them back in the game.
Yep.
On another note, though, you know who I did like tonight? The return of Colonel Sanders. That was a nice thing to see.
Yeah, we're freezing up again here. Sanders, are you talking about Braylon Sanders? Because I can only see your freezed face right now.
Yeah. You know.
Either
Gotta love those technical differences.
Yeah. So we're not going to waste anyone's time here. We're going to wrap it up. The Dolphins won 26-24, and I would say my top 3 players of the game here are Skylar Thompson, Darius Hodge, and Lynn Bowden as far as making the 53-man roster. The fallers to me are Noah Igbenogany, Solomon Kinley. Paul may disagree with that, but I just don't think he looked the part at all. And Larnell Coleman, I thought, had an opportunity to really show he was that swing man, but did not capitalize on that opportunity.
Yeah, for me, my big Lynn Bowden. Campbell, as far as fallers go, Preston Williams, Noah Igbenogany, and I'm not going to acknowledge you on Kinley here because he may not look the part, but he was getting it done. But I think D'Angelo Ross is going to be lucky if he has a locker.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for sticking with us on our technical difficulties. We'll get those corrected. I'm Brian Cat NFL. Paul is Fanatic _pick. If it's not on the right side and it's not on the left side, it's on the fin side.